Greetings and welcome everyone. On today's episode, we're going to be focusing on finishing up our tree farm in terms of getting items in and out and or water in and out of our system. It's going to be pretty nice. So, without further delay, let's just jump right in. So as you remember from last time, we had a few things that we had to take care of. And so one of the things that still remains is being able to push water into this section over here, be able to add items in this section, and be able to take away items in this section. And we're also going to make it so that it can pump power into the system through here. It's going to be one of the few things that we have to be able to accomplish. So let's start with clearing out our inventory a little bit here. We'll get rid of some of these blocks that we're not using right now. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and get some of those ducks that we need. Should have plenty. Oh yeah, we have plenty of them. So let's go here and we'll automatically hook power back up to the system. There we go. Pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is make sure we have an import set up here to be able to take in our items, like so. And then we're going to want two exporters, one for items and one for liquid. It's going to be pretty easy and pretty straightforward. And then we're going to want to connect them all together. We're also going to make sure we set up our export, which won't be too difficult. But we need to make sure it all connects to the network, which won't be too difficult. Let's finish connecting these cables, and we'll be able to get it right in. The next step is carving out a spot for it to go from. Let's get back here. And you'll already notice that there's a spot open right up there, which is that place that we just carved. And if we just connect it here, you'll see that it will work pretty well. So one of the things we have to do for our exporter, especially the water exporter, is switch it over to a liquid. And then we need to set a specific liquid. Whoops. Let's go grab that liquid, and we'll be able to set this up pretty easily. I have a feeling we'll get this part of the project done right away today. Let's see here. We have our water here. Just grabbed it from our fluid transposer, and it'll come from our network, which will be pretty straightforward. So we'll just go right in here, and we'll shift click that into place. There we go. Pretty easy. Now it has water. The next step, it's going to need fertilizer, dirt, and saplings. So let's grab one of each of those. So first let's start with a piece of fertilizer. There we go. And then we'll take a sapling, like so. And then we will take a piece of dirt. Now this is going to tell the system what to put in here using our exporter over here. So we'll just shift click those into place as well. Now this should start working as soon as it gets enough fertilizer. And it will start swapping out, and it should import everything, which is what we want to do, as you can see that it's doing. It's sucking up the water, but the water is being replaced, and it clearly has power because it is functioning. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Our farm is operational again. So the next step from here is being able to generate power off of our items over here. And this will be pretty easy and pretty straightforward, as you'll be able to see shortly. We're getting plenty of birch wood again, which was a problem, but thankfully it's not necessarily an issue anymore. The next step I'm going to want to do is to redo these pretty much from scratch, because we had an idea of what we're going to do with them, but it just wasn't working out very well here. We're going to create a new spot for them. Well, I think that might come next time. For now, we're going to put them right here, I think, is a better way to put it. So what we're going to want to do, though, first, I'm going to want to rotate them a little bit. Let's clear out our inventory again a little bit. We're going to need you at some point. And we're probably going to need you and you. But I don't know that we'll need item ducting. So we'll throw that back in there. We'll throw our items that we just pulled out of the system in there. And we'll hold on to our bucket for the moment. Oh, we already had some of those in our inventory right there. Okay, so we're good. So, now what I want to do is rotate these. So we'll grab our wrench here. And we'll shift them into a different position. There, that should be better. There we go. Now it shows them as on. They're generating power, but it's not going anywhere necessarily. So what I want to do is we need to get power out of these guys and into the system. Let me rotate them again. There we go. That's the direction I want them to face this time. There we go. So what I want to do is using this redstone energy conduit, we're going to go like so. Whoops. Looks like we need to fix that little hole for us for the moment. Let's grab a block here and let's make a walkway just for a second. There we go. And we're going to take this here like so. So these are going to need two things. They're going to need an item input, or no, this one's going to require 2 fluid inputs, and this one's going to require 2 inputs as well, but one's going to be iron, or one's going to be a solid, the other one's going to be a liquid. So we're going to need quite a few exporters, and I don't think we quite have enough. Well, we might. And for now, this isn't going to be the prettiest, but it is going to be functional. And that's what's going to be important here. Yep, I knew we'd be short, but that's fine. That's why we have our system handy right here. Okay, so let's make another 10 of these to get us going. And while that's going, let's see here. This one's going to need another 3 exporters as well, and this one's going to need 1 more. But we're going to need to set all of these to liquid. Some of them are going to be water, and some of them are going to be, you know, why are we using so many importers and exporters? We almost just need one, and then we can just use ducting from there. It's going to be an interesting experiment. So they're all set to liquid now, and we'll set these ones to water here. Like so. And these are also going to need water as part of their export. Because we'll set these up as the water ones. Like so. Pretty simple. Pretty straightforward here. Our exporter should be done by now. There we go. We got quite a few out of that. Then we have our item exporters and our other liquid exporters. Let's make sure we don't forget to set it to liquid. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this bucket of water, and we're going to swap it out for a bucket of kreezxil to finish up those over there on the one side. So what I need to do is empty this first. See, liquid essence knowledge, glowstone, resonant. Need a place to dump this water. Well, this is interesting. I don't really have a place to dump this water. So let's take it outside and we'll dump it real quick. Or we can empty it in the sink. That's something we can do. There we go. Got rid of the water requirement. Now let's go in here and get that kreezxil we need. Because it just keeps growing in number. We're already up to 33,000 buckets here. Quite a bit. There we go. Now let's go over here. And we already set the one to water, right? Let's check here. Yes, we did. We're going to set this one to kreezxil. There we go. And now we need to set this one to a brick here. Or a block, I mean. So it's going to be charcoal. It's going to be our easiest commodity here. And so we will set that on each of these like so. There we go. So now, we still didn't pump these ones into the system. So we need to get rid of these over here. They've already been emptied. It looks like we had expanders and everything else in there to go with those. We should go to our ender chests. Now this one, we're going to have to move it real quick. So we grab all this. Like so. And so then we need to give charcoal its own place because it's already full in here. So we'll take it out of here. And I think I even gave the flint its own place. So we're going to break this block here. I'm already full, as you can see. What we'll do here is we'll make a few more of these. And that'll give us some room. And then a few more. That's weird. Weird. Where's it all going? I don't know. That is a really weird bug. I guess it's trying to throw it in there. We'll be able to take care of this shortly here. Be able to make all these into blocks here. Well, there's quite a bit. Wow. I thought there was only 4,000 in there. There might have been more in there than what I had thought. Okay, so we finally got it all. Okay. There we go. Wondering there for a second. Okay, so there we go. Do we have any open spaces? At this point we don't. So what I'm going to do here is... Oh, we have up there, but not up there. So we're going to make a compacting drawer if we don't have one already here. Let's see here. I'm sure we have one. Let's go check our system over here. I don't remember which one it is, but there we go. We have one right there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place this down and immediately put that in there. We also need to lock it, so we're going to need a key. I don't know where the key's at. There we go. We got the 2 keys here. So we need them. For some reason they're showing up as doubles in there. That's really weird. And there we go. We got those 2 in place there. And so then we need to pump these from there. And we'll be good. Wrench it off of that one, because of course it's not going to go in there. Oops, I guess we got that one as well to worry about. There we go. Over 2, and they'll automatically connect. Put our beautiful servo on there, and turn it on. And let it go to town. Now, it's more than slowly, but it will move them over. It ends up being pretty good. So let's take back our bucket of creosote. And we'll put it away in our infinite container. And with that, we got a little sidetracked, but it's okay. We got everything in place now. We have plenty of blocks now. That was part of the issue, is we didn't have enough blocks for the system anyway. So being able to set this up like so is actually going to work out. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to connect it all together. Might as well. Stand out of the way of it. And there, that side's connected. No problem at all. Now we need to make sure we connect this side into the system. And to do that, we're going to connect it right over here, I think, for now anyway. Or maybe we'll connect it right here. This is as good a place as any. There we go. Now they're both in the system. Let's get back up here. There we go. Put our block back so we don't fall down. There we go. Pretty easy. So now there should be pumping items in there and creosote. Or just liquids in these two. And this one should be pumping in blocks of charcoal. That's great. And water. Good enough. Now it says our output is 60, but that seems a bit low. Oh, that's because we haven't put the power in place yet. Let's do that real quick. We went to all that work and forgot to do the power. There is some humor in that. Let's dig our way up here to be able to see the top portion of our area. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side because we're going to have to go up with it. Okay, so there we are. So now let's turn on our jetpack because we're going to have to use it here. There we go. Up and at 'em. Okay, so there's that. We have the power banks right there that we can tap off of or into it on this side. So one of the ways to do that is call this an input. There we go. So now that's inputting it into the system. We'll do the exact same thing on this side. Up we go. Whoops, that's a little bit off, but it'll be fine. Now if we break that block, it should give us access, and it sure does. So we'll... Whoops, that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. Oh, because we don't have an open hand here. Should have an open hand. Whoops. Should have an open hand when we do this. Set it to inbound. And we'll connect these two up. Now, it should be maximum output now. Once we turn off our jetpack, we can check. There we go. Now you see it's draining out the power extremely fast, and the power output is going through the roof. So we reached our 480, which is our maximum output for these machines. These dynamos. This is great. Same thing with these over here. They're reaching their maximum potential with minimal effort. And they are designed to be fuel efficient. That's what these ones over here are for. And these ones are just designed for raw power because we have a ton of those blocks. So one of the things that I need to change here is our walkway is not going to allow us to get through here with this one. So we'll move this over to the other side. And then we'll have our walkway back. Up like so. There we go. Perfect. So now everything's connected again. And these are at least hooked up for the moment. I plan to try to move them and maybe make a tower set up so that we can have more power with them. So now you see our power still going up. It was going down because I didn't have them on and I had left the miner running, the ore miner, and it drained the system completely. So when I got home I had to turn it off to allow it to restart because even this had stopped over here, which is crazy. But now it's much better than it was before, and we have our setup improved better than it was before. So to recap for today's episode, we made sure our dynamos were hooked up and that they were provided with the items that they needed. To get those items, we finished working on the forestry tree farm again, getting it all hooked up, adding in the items it needs, removing the items it doesn't need or that it produces, and it's working out quite well. So, as you guys can see, things are working out quite well for our system here. It's pumping out items, and it's pushing out items, and it's creating tons of birch items. Those log piles, those wood piles, that are turning into charcoal, which is turning into blocks, so on and so forth. The compactor over here does its job and is pushing them all into place. But thank you guys again for another wonderful episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.